Hey everyone, it's Chris, and today we're going to start a new series on the channel, fresh for 2020, covering The Witcher. So I'm looking at this as kind of a Secrets of The Witcher kind of series. We're not really going to break down the episodes per se, just because of the way they were dropped. It makes it really hard to do episode by episode videos, but I thought I would do a series of deep dives, like I have done for Shannara and The Expanse, talking about aspects of the world and universe that might not have been covered very well in the series. So today we're going to take a look at magic and how it works in The Witcher. So let's jump in. If this is your first time here, I take TV shows and movies based on books and compare and contrast them to the source material, so there might be spoilers ahead. Viewer beware. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any of my future videos, and click the notification icon to join the notification squad, as it were, and be the first to know when something new drops. Okay, so first up, we're going to talk about chaos. Specifically, what is chaos? In the world of The Witcher, there are two opposing forces. On one side, you have chaos, and on the other side, you have order. And as it sounds, they are very much a yin and yang partnership, two sides of the same coin, double-edged sword. You know the analogies. Chaos is considered to be the aggressive, more dangerous side of this duality, whereas order, as it sounds, is a more passive, nurturing force. And as such, a lot of people consider order to be in danger of being eradicated or irreparably harmed by chaos and its rise. Chaos rose in influence and permeation, if you will, 1500 years before the start of the story we are watching in The Witcher, during the conjunction of the spheres, which is a multidimensional calamity that we will be getting into next. An interdimensional calamity. The conjunction of the spheres was a multi-universal level event that affected every aspect of this universe that The Witcher exists in. The event was created by the crashing together of multiple realities and alternate universes. We don't really know why, especially at this point in the story, but needless to say, this multi-dimensional, multi-universal conjunction was incredibly destructive and resulted in the obliteration of planets, specifically planets like the one that humans come from. In The Witcher, humans are not native to the continent, which is what they call the world of The Witcher, at least right now. They come from another dimension, if you will, and they came to this world as refugees because of the conjunction. It's one thing to note as well that along with humans came most of the monsters that the Witchers hunt during the conjunction as well. So the original inhabitants of the continent, we are led to believe at this point, were the elder races, which are dwarves and gnomes and elves. But there is evidence that the elves were actually also refugees or migrants, if you will, from another world or place that came to the continent at some point, but it's a little murky at this point. It was during this time when humans came to the continent that they learned about chaos, and since it was much more prevalent, were able to learn how to harness it, and the first wizards or mages from the human race emerged during this time. Next up, we're going to talk about sources. One of the things you'll notice pretty quickly about The Witcher is the story turns on chaos and mutations, which is one of the things I love about it. It's a different way of looking at things like magic and monsters and all of that stuff, especially the mutations angle, which we'll get into later. Right now, we're going to talk about chaos again, and specifically the people that are able to harness chaos. It's a genetic mutation they have that's innate to them. It's not something you can learn necessarily. And those people are called sources. From a genetic standpoint, humans and other races in The Witcher can carry a rare genetic mutation that allows them to interact with and harness chaos. It can be passed down family lines, but it's not something that is prevalent. So in the show, we've already seen that in Sintra, the Queen of Sintra did not have the gene, but her mother did, and the daughter and granddaughter did, where we get Cersei. So it can skip generations. It can skip multiple generations, apparently. And it's particularly strong in women. Lastly, we're going to talk about elder blood. While there are those in all the races, humans included, that carry the genetic mutation, rare as it is, to harness chaos and bend it to their will, there are those that go one step further and have an even more rare genetic trait, which is tied to elder blood, specifically elven blood. Elder blood itself started a long time ago and was an experiment by elven mages to use genetics to produce a child that would be kind of the ultimate user of chaos, surpass them in their power, and be able to save the elven race from destruction and extinction, especially now that humans have entered the continent and we have a tendency to gang together and beat the crap out of everything that's not like us, which happened in The Witcher, and that's why humans kind of rule everything. Most of the cities that you see, like Sintra and all those places, were actually elven strongholds before, and the humans came in, kicked them out, and then made it their own and claimed everything as theirs. The main character that we really interact with a lot in The Witcher that carries the elder blood is Ciri, and she is connected to a ancient elven line, descended from an elven princess and sorceress. I'm going to check her name real quick. Lara Doran. Many years ago, Lara fell in love with a human mage that was exceptionally strong, and against the wishes of her people and her father, they got together and produced a child. At that point, the entire genetic experiment by the elven mages around elder blood kind of just went out the window because human genetics entered the equation, if you will. So one of the things I find really interesting about elder blood specifically is that it is incredibly selective, and as far as genetics go, it kind of has a mind of its own. There are two variants that we find of the elder blood genetic mutation that is passed down into families, one that follows the matriarchal line and one that follows the patriarchal line. The matriarchal line gets the active gene that allows them to get the power boost, if you will, that elder blood brings when harnessing chaos. So only female descendants of the elven sorceress Lara are able to be OP because of the elder blood. The male descendants carry a gene that they call the activator, and it's kind of a sleeper gene, so it can be passed on to the next generation. And if the next generation bears a female, there's a good chance that that activated passive gene will become the power gene in that generation. So I find that really interesting, and I'm assuming it's part of the genetic manipulation that the original elves were doing in the elder blood experiment. Yep, so that is it for this video. I'm really enjoying The Witcher. It's very well done. I mean, there's some things you can nitpick. Some of the CG isn't great, and some of the writing falls a little flat here and there, but Henry Cavill is fantastic. Everyone that plays a major role, actor-wise, in that show is really doing a good job, and I find the Witcher universe interesting. So I'm excited that it's there. I'm excited it's getting a season 2, and I'm really happy to do these videos which are much more deep dive oriented, which I enjoy doing. They take a little bit more time to make and produce, but I think the outcome is better. So yeah, that's it for this video. Short and sweet intro into this new universe. And next up, we're going to be talking about Witchers in general, and mutations that they have and how they become Witchers and what it means and all that rigmarole. So look forward to that coming soon. Yeah, and if you want to have any videos done on The Witcher, you have any questions about it, things that weren't covered in the TV show or were referenced but not explained well enough, I'm your dude. So let me know, and I will do a video on them. Coming up soon on the channel, we have the wrap up of his Dark Materials series. I'm going to do one video to wrap it all up, and then we are going to be hitting the Expanse, and we're going to be hitting it hard. So look forward to those coming soon, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day.